Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another edition of On the Mic with Mike. I'm your host, Mike Larkin, and joining me tonight is cam model and content creator, Miss Sexy Lexy Morgan. How are you, Lexy?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am good. First and foremost, it's a pleasure to have you on the show. You do a lot of great work from what we've seen from your cam modeling side of things, what we've seen as far as your social media goes. It's a pleasure to have you on. So let's start it out here. Let's start it off hot. Let's start it off fresh. Tell us how you got involved as far as the cam modeling side goes of things, because we've seen your website, we've seen your content. How'd you gravitate really towards cam modeling?
Yeah, so I wasn't involved in the lifestyle prior to doing cam modeling. So all brand new. One day I went on a website and I threw out some pictures of myself and I was like, hey, guys like my boobs. Why don't I try to make some money from it? And next thing I know, cam modeling started reaching out. It was easy for me to do from home, so it worked out good for me.
I look at it from a stance too, like this. I mean, in today's day and age, I think with so many means of business and or dare I say overall content creation, I think if you got it flaunted, as they say, you also get to exude and accentuate that internal and external beauty and voluptuosity factor. But also at the same time too, with what we see on the modeling side of things and cami and everything, it's such a great market for a business strategy, number one. But with number two, with the inflection of OnlyFans and many vids, it's not only become normalized, something that was once taboo, but it's also great to see for the clientele and the product that's really out there, right?
Right, right. I mean, yeah, yes.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I look at it like this. I think, what's funny? Like, we talk about COVID and we see how, like, OnlyFans and ManyVids was such a jump, a boom period during that time period. I mean, we weren't going out, we didn't have a lot of stuff to do in the house. So, I mean, we found a lot of ways to accumulate money. And I look at it from what you're doing, which I got to say, folks, if you've not checked out the cam modeling side of things, oh my goodness, your website, first and foremost, beautiful imagery, sexy, raw vibes to it. I got to give you credit because what you're providing with your cam shows is absolutely awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It took a while for me to get comfortable to be able, like in my own skin, in my own body, to even be able to do this. Um, 36 years old. So it took me a while to actually be comfortable. And, like you said, if you got it, flaunt it. But also, I mean, it's helping me express myself and my body that I love.
First of all, 36, I'm not too shy from him. I actually just turned 32 this year. So first and foremost, 36 and sexy, 36 and lovely, and 36 and dare I say a dynamo, if you will. But also at the same time, man, I look at it like this. I think with what comes with the territory, and I've always said this, we touch upon got it flaunted, but also at the same time, the confidence, the overall everything that comes within here. It's your overall spirit. I think it is tough for a lot of people to do this, what we do, get in front of a camera, but I think the confidence goes, and as much as like you keep doing it and you really string along with it, you just grow that stride and you grow that confidence, and it certainly does show within your videos and what you do. So I gotta say, keep that confidence going.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Now, speaking of this content, man, if you've not checked out Sexy Lexy Morgan, the name suits itself right here. You can check out on her social medias, man. You put on some great videos of oiling yourself. You've seen some shower clips to some of your biggest ones, which is also a great market for a lot of different preferences and uniqueness that us men and a lot of great people love. I got to say, from the oiling side of things and the shower side of things, really showcases the overall sensuality. I got to give you kudos and everything that goes into those clips, man. You've been hitting it on all strides on that.
I appreciate that. I kind of take what I get from camming, what the customers like from camming, and then I bring it into the X side of things. And, eventually I'll bring it into the many vid side of things as well. So
I love it. And I got to say this with what you also have and do provide. One of the things I did love about you is you put out a great 2.5 minute video. And I think a lot of people need to see it because if you didn't, this is one of the things that makes this human being the wonderful human being that she is. You were really keen on respect. And I mean, a lot of us, I think, sometimes go out of the boundary side of things and they don't realize from the content creator side of things, whether it be modeling, cam modeling, et cetera, that we are also doggone people at the end of the day. And I think you said so eloquently within your post that not only was it a great post, but it really just shows not only your professionalism, your kindness, but you also just, setting the boundaries, which a lot of people I think need to do. I really did enjoy that video you put out there.
thank you. I appreciate that. It took me like 3 or 4 times to actually get all what I wanted to say in a short video because I knew if I put a long one out there, not a lot of people would listen to it. And, that day I just had somebody who, if I didn't respond right away with their 20 messages in seconds, that they got mad and then they blocked me and said all this nasty things. And I had seen something on a different creator's site where they had something similar happen. So it really bugged me because I knew that other creator. She was very sweet. And I just, like you said, we're all human. We're people too. I mean, we all have other lives besides what we're doing. So.
No, I agree wholeheartedly. And I think what I love it to it as well is it's not just you as a whole, it's your overall foundation that really sums up what we saw in that video. And I mean, at the end of the day, you look at it from the entertainment side of things, whether you're a celebrity, whether you're doing a content creation or what have you, people are people at the end of the day. And I think for us, we're not objects. We're not at disposal, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? Like patience is a virtue. If you don't get a message, like you hold off a little bit, wait, you know what I'm saying? But also at the same time too, you just think it's like for what we do from the content side of things, it's not just what's on the camera, but what's behind the camera, so to speak. So it's just like there's a lot that goes into it, from editing, from everything in general. So the process is key. And I think for a lot of people don't really understand the process of what goes into it. And they just want to be at your disposal, doggone. And I mean, it's at the end of the day, it can become very stressful, number one, but also number two, it's very disheartening to see such a group that, you know, that is such a great community. And there's always that one bad apple that spoils the bunch, so to speak.
Right, right.
And I got to say, speaking of something that does not spoil, if you have not checked out this one over ManyVids, you offer a lot of great content, ma'am, from everything from, we mentioned oil, we mentioned showering, we mentioned a lot of great stuff that comes with your ManyVids, which you just opened up, which I suggest everybody check out Lexy on ManyVids. Talk about what we could get from the offering side of things, ma'am, because you have a menu, you have a plethora, you have an accoutrement. Tell us what we can get from the product side of things on ManyVids.
Yeah, I mean, really just started it, looking to kind of do what I do for camming and bring it more to the ManyVid side. So I'm really into like requests. If you have things that you like and things that you want to see, go ahead, shoot me a message, and I'll try my best to make it the best darn video you've ever had. Um, just random videos that I'm going to try to take. Apparently you can't do like 50 seconds. So I have a whole bunch of those videos that I would love to upload, but I can't. So yeah, there's just a whole bunch of options out there. And if you have questions, message me and I'll get back to you guys as soon as I can.
Let's just talk about the sensuality side of things, because we talk about the accoutrement, dare I say that word once more, in the menu that you provide, Miss Lexy Morgan. I got to say, there's a lot of different uniquenesses and preferences for everybody, like we mentioned, within this whole adult world, this cam side of things. I got to say, you do provide a lot of great like options for people, because I think that's what's great about people as a whole, right? Our uniqueness, our preferences. Some would say, let our freak flag fly, but also at the end of the day, it's all just being open and just doing what comes natural, so to speak. So I think what you provide definitely is going to do a lot for the consumer and the product in general.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I love it. I mean, I love doing it. I like making people happy. I'm definitely a people pleaser, but it also makes me happy and makes me feel good too. So.
Well, you absolutely should. And I look at it like this. I mean, we always talk about, I think what you also mentioned in your video where you talked about respect being keen. Unfortunately, in today's day and age, and for me, I've always been like this. My mother is the reason why I am who I am today. And I've always looked at it like this. As far as the shaming side of things goes, man, unfortunately, it is in today's day and age. But I think if you look at people as a whole, one of the quotes that I love is life is an art form where we're all applying our crafts. Let's continue to apply our crafts in amazing fashion. Everybody has a different form of art and our different form of what we do and what we think is beautiful, natural, so to speak. And I can say this as a man being open with my sensuality. I will say this right now. I have been with a lot of women, doesn't matter shapes and sizes. I love women. I respect women. But I think the guys can go out here and say this. I'm going to say this on the BBW side of things because we got a beautiful one on this show here, folks. There's just the confidence, the exuberance, the vibrancy, dare I say, the overall smile that comes within the BBW side of things. And as a man, a lot of the women who have been interested in me have been on the BBW side of things. There's something great about the category. There's something great about the women such as yourself, Miss Lexy Morgan. I include you in those sentiments. The BBWs, man, dare I say magnifique. So I have to put you with the great BBWs over.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, a lot of the BBW models that I've met, I mean, you've got Lola Booty Love and Raven Bell that you've interviewed before, Kinky Katie. They are just some of the most amazing people that I've met. Britannica, she's amazing. They're all nice. They're all sweet. And when I went to my first expo in Chicago, I felt like I was at home. Everybody was so kind and nice and just welcoming, and I loved it.
I think what it also is very keen in today's day and age is the body positivity. I mean, I think if you look at bodies, you look at imagery, you look at magazines, you see what we see on music videos that really transcends and transforms, and like what we see in popular culture. I think just the body positivity of knowing your worth and knowing your strengths and really exuding and accentuating that. And the expos, we have so many great fans out there that go out of their way to see great talents, great models, strut their stuff and do their thing in the most elegant and sexiness of ways. And I mean, you got Exotica coming up in October, man. So how excited are you for that?
Oh, I am super excited. Super, super excited. So I'm actually going with Sex Work PR, the group with the that works with them. So Giovanni Valentino, Jiggy Jaguar, you've got Britannica, Lola Booty Love's going to be there. We've got so many content plans like planned already for everybody. It's going to be fantastic and awesome, and I'm super excited.
I think at the end of the day, too, I think that's what's great about the fan bases. I mean, we see so many different cons of Comic Cons. I mean, if you're a Christmas lover, you got Santa Cons for God's sake. There's so many different things and so many different large accoutrements. Dare I mention that word again? But assortment of people that just love what they love, and I think it's wonderful to see that community coming together because we talk about fans and like whether it be OnlyFans, ManyVids, or entertainment or cam modeling, but I think the community at the end of the day is the operative word because there's so many loyal fan bases that just love what you do and everybody just comes together. It's a great camaraderie for everyone.
Oh, for sure. I totally agree. Yeah. Like I said, everybody is just, I haven't come across any content creator that's been rude or mean. It's like one great big family.
And can we just put the marketing out here because we've said it many a times in today's form? I got to say the sexy Lexy name is also awesome. Not just the fact that it rhymes. It is a great marketing strategy. And I do say it is all a name. I do love the name, by the way. I got to put the name over it itself.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
You're very welcome. I mean, it does send an empowering message. And I mean, if you look at the term sexy, I think you can agree with me on this, ma'am. Sexiness comes in so many different forms, whether it be internally and externally or just overall. It doesn't have to be that physical attraction, that law of attraction, that overall appeal. Sexiness comes in many different forms. And I think it really does show within women such as yourself, but just in general, man, there's so many different ways to really define sexiness, if that makes sense.
It does, definitely. I will say from camming, I've learned so much about what other people think is sexy, and that's helped my confidence as well, where it's okay, somebody who may be super skinny or super athletic, they're super like into me as a BBW, and they're not looking for somebody who is a size 2 or a size 0. Like they find me sexy and they find what I do sexy, and yeah, they like all different things, and there's all different forms of sexiness out there. So
I mean, we see it in popular terms. I'll make a rap verse and I'll make a country reference here. For the country side of things, folks, I think it is, dare I say, the badonka donk, number one, honky tonk badonka donk, and number two, it's that whole lotta, you know what I'm saying? Because when it comes to women such as yourself and many, dare I say, hot MILFs, we're going to put it out there like Jennifer Coolidge in American Pie, the MILFs, if you will. There's one of those things that really is just not only the attractive side of things and the sexiness and the vibes, if you will. We'll put it that operative word there. It's the vibes. Y'all put out the great vibes, and what you put out into the universe manifests. So that's another thing that really is the upper echelon, so to speak.
I can't tell you how many people have reached out that are younger, like 20, 21, and they're like, does my age bother you because you're a MILF and all this stuff? And I'm like, nope, age is just a number. It's all about the person themselves. But yes, there are many, the MILFs, we do our own thing. So
Absolutely, and MILFs have some of the best doggone fun out there, my friends. And I look at it from a stance too like this. I know, and I'll be it like this. I think I could say it from my experience, and I could say a lot of guys and gals, even who listen to this show, like when I first started really getting into the dating front, as we all do, we experiment, we find what we like and what we don't like. I mean, we grow and adapt as people, and I think that's wonderful in many different forms of life, folks. But I remember when I was like 19, like the woman I was dating at the time for a few months was like 26. And I'm like, first and foremost, when you're 19 and 26, there's an age difference there, but also at the same time, too, if you vibe with that person, that's the end of it, right? Like you mentioned, age is nothing but a number. So, I mean, 19 and 26, 20-year-olds looking at 30-something-year-olds, 36-year-old to be exact with this one over here. Hello. Like there's something for everybody, man. So it works. It piques our curiosity. You've piqued the curiosity, so to speak, of many people.
Well, and they say that MILFs have the most experience, so I think that's pretty true.
Well, you know what it is? It's not only the maturity level and the most experience, but I gotta say something, man. You never know because you never stop learning, and some people just want to learn, if you know what I'm saying. So learning and knowledge is fundamental, fans. Y'all give us that knowledge, so to speak, and wisdom is key. So yes. And I think what goes
I
into
will say
everything.
being in this industry. Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going
Oh
to
no,
say, being in this industry for the short amount of time that I have been in, I'm still learning, still learning. So many new tricks.
that is true. Invest and very much eloquently and beautifully said there, my friend. But yes, that's the great thing about life and within the adult entertainment industry. You never stop learning. With modeling, you never stop learning. And I got to say, first and foremost, we'll talk about the imagery side of things because I mentioned the content. We mentioned everything from showering and oiling. But I got to say, man, from the imagery side of things that you've been putting out to the universe, you put out a great Mother's Day set of you in the blue. You did something where you're rocking the red. I got to say, the lingerie, the style, the fitting, man, it looks good on you, man. You got to represent it. I like it.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's um, my box is getting a little too full. Maybe there's a little bit more space of some new lingerie, but yeah, I love dressing up in that and trying new things on. So
Well, I think when we're trying stuff new and stuff that really stimulates and that really goes with you as an overall being, I think what, again, we talk about the confidence and empowering side of things. And we talk about there's something for everybody. Somebody can like a little nice lingerie. Somebody can be into the dominance of the BDSM type of vibe. I think what we learn from today's forum and really today in People List in general, man, I mean, as long as you're not going like really over the top with it and you're kind of like have a nice balance of what you like, I think it's key. And I think balance is key to everything in life, you know?
yeah, I mean, I started off with just a few outfits, and then as I started camming more, because people had asked, well, do you have skirts? Do you have certain like underwear or thongs or things like that? And I didn't at the time because, like I said, I hadn't been in the lifestyle prior, and so I just had a few items, and I was like, well, all right, I know what I'm getting the next time that I go shopping, and picked up little items that matched a few people's wants. So
I mean, as Cisco once sang here, folks, that thong, the thong, thong song. So, I mean, you got to get the thongs, you got to rock what you rock. But no, that's the thing. And like, you take it not just from a creative content creator standpoint, but I mean, the request is really what goes to it because it's not only just you're listening to the people in the fan base, but also at the same time, man, you never know what somebody's going to like. And you also, what's great about this industry is you could be that escape for someone, that sweet, sweet fantasy baby, to quote Mariah Carey. You have that person's gravitational pull. And if you have that gravitational pull, you're golden. So, I mean, you're doing a lot for a lot of people, and you realize like you can inspire a lot of people with what you're doing in any walk of life. So you should be very proud of what you've been doing so far.
I am.
Absolutely. And I will say this, besides being doggone proud and being so far doggone sexiness up in here, you, my friend, are going to continue to prosper and you are going to continue to exist to inspire. And I got to say for you, first and foremost, couple final things before we close this out. And I will say this, ma'am, anytime you want to come back on the show, you are more than welcome. It's a blast talking to you and it's lovely to see your face. I definitely had a great time talking with you, chopping up with you tonight.
I appreciate that. Anytime you want me back on, I would gladly come back.
I got you. I got you. So for me, I will say this. Now, we've talked about the Mother's Day attire. We've talked about some red. You've been rocking it in the shower. You do the damn thing, so to speak. So with many different facets of life, with many different assortments that you do, ma'am, what advice would you give for those starting to get into cam modeling or getting into modeling? What advice would you give them? I know you've been in for such a short time, but what advice would you give them from someone who does have a little bit of experience going on right now?
Yeah, I mean, what I would say is if you're thinking about it and you want to try it, just do it. Try it out. Jump in there. I mean, that's how I've gotten to where I am now. It's I've jumped into camming, and then I started posting pictures on my ex, and people reached out to me. I've reached out to other people. Um, just do it. The more that you do it, the more comfortable you're going to be, and just know that you're beautiful no matter what, and have fun with it.
Beautifully and eloquently said, my friend. Adhere and adheed to those words said by the amazing, sexy Lexy Morgan up in here. So, Lexy, before we do close this out, now you, my friend, are on social media from Twitter, Instagram, many vids. There's so many different doggone social medias out here. For God's sake, there's a social media being created right now as we're speaking of this because there's so many doggone out there from the TikToks, my goodness. But where can we follow you on all forms of social media? The floor is yours.
Sure, sure. So I am on X and I am on Instagram. It's Sexy Lexy Morgan, SEXY, and then Lexy Morgan. You can find me on many vids as well, Sexy Lexy Morgan. That's pretty much, I am on Facebook, but I don't post there much. I do Chatterbait, MFC, and I'm mostly on Stream8 for camming though. So.
Alrighty, links will be in the description. Y'all should check out and you should follow some sexy Lexy Morgan. I will say this, not only on the Twitter front, but the Instagram front from the imagery side of things. You're a great follow. Y'all should give her a follow on the Instagram forum. And just really check out sexy Lexy Morgan on all fronts, man, because you are doing the damn thing. And I will say this once more about many vids, not only for your content, but there's a video up there. I got to say, naked morning routine, man. I got to say, from the routine, waking up in the morning, dare I say, every morning like Sugar Ray, the nakedness, the vibe, the sensuality, that is a great way to wake up, man. I got to give you kudos for that video as well. Very nice.
Thank you.
You are very welcome. And I think that's, you know what it is? It's also the simplicity side of things. I'll add on to that point. Like, we talk about what makes great content, like that minute or what have you of that video of just the naked morning routine, that really can not only pique one's interest, but it's something that people can really, take in and just really enjoy the content. So even just a small little nudge of a naked morning routine, you give us a little sample. Dare I say, give us a little taste of what comes with the sexy Lexy Morgan brand.
Right. That's my thing is I really feel like, I don't know, I'm very genuine and down to earth. So I just like to keep it real. And I don't use any filters on any of my pictures. I don't edit any of my stuff. So kind of what you see is what you get. And if it's not, the naked morning routine, just getting ready for work. So
I will say this. You said something that is also very, not only bluntly honest and true, and also very down to earth. I do love your heart, ma'am. But this one over here with the no filters, just doing the damn thing, dare I say, all natural. I say this about women all the time because, again, we got so many beautiful women out here, folks. Ladies, no filters. Fuck the filters. There it is. Hashtag fuck the filters. Just let it go. Be your natural selves. You don't need no doggone filters. Ain't no Snapchat up in here, right?
I agree. I hate the filters, quite honestly. They make me look weird. And I feel that way when I wear makeup as well. Like I don't wear any makeup. And if I wear makeup, I just feel weird. So filters to me feel like makeup.
Beautifully said, but no, it's so true and it's so blunt. I mean, people that use the filters, God bless you, do your thing. But I gotta say, man, you don't need it because you're naturally beautiful inside and out. And we have a lot of beautiful people that listen to this show. So check out SM Show 1 or MCL92 on the Twitter machine. Give me a follow. I'll say what's up. We'll vibe. We'll chat, much like I'm doing with my guest here, Miss Lexy Morgan, up in this piece. You can check out Larkin_92 or MLarkinMB on the Instagram front and subscribe to Mike Larkin92. I'm rebuilding the channel, folks. Let's get the subscriber count up and let's listen to some great content, much like you are hearing tonight. So links will be in the description. Sexy Lexy up in here doing the damn thing on all fronts. Links will be in the description for Lexy under this forum. And as I always say to close each and every one of these shows, beauty, strength, and dominance, the three key elements that make women the work of art that they are. And sexy Lexy Morgan, I include you in those sentiments. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Just like warm days, the springtime, get butterflies. Can't control myself when I'm around you. Soak up the fragrance, we're here for a while. Nowhere to go, girl, let's enjoy the ride. It's the feels you give to me, yeah. It's the feels you give to me, oh. One step, keeping pace, taking our time. Girl, I wouldn't trade it all for the world. With you, I get high. With you, I'm alive. With you, I'm away. How do we find love in a hidden place? Let's just escape from the noise and the lights. I feel the tingle and the goose. goosebumps, girl, with just one look in your eyes. It's the feels you give